Do you want to turn these into delicious powders that you can use on all your foods? I'm going to show you how. Welcome to Woo That's Hot, where the peppers are hotter than that Carrie girl in Mythbusters. You know who I'm talking about. So today we're going to make powders. I'm going to show you how. Obviously you're going to need some peppers. I have 852 grams of ghost peppers here. Gloves. Gloves are very important, especially a super hot pepper like a ghost pepper. You start cutting that open, you're going to get some capsaicin on your hands. Really hard to wash off. Two things can happen. You can get poisoning on your hand, which will irritate your hand for a couple days and kind of hurt. Or later you rub your eyes or go to the bathroom. No bueno. So, gloves, very important. I use nitrile. Been in the food industry for about 7 years myself, so this is what I prefer to use. I think this is what most people prefer to use as well. Sharp paring knife makes life much easier. Food dehydrator, obviously, because you're going to dehydrate these before you grind them up. Cutting surface. And then I have a bowl here that I'm going to put seeds in as I go, because I'm going to grow these bad boys. One other ingredient, by the way, and I can almost promise you no other YouTuber, no other tutorial is going to show you this, but bourbon. Yep, I know what you're thinking. Why do I need bourbon if I'm going to be dehydrating peppers? Well, duh. I'm going to be sitting here for a while. You need a drink, buddy. By the way, I got this food dehydrator at Aldi for $15. It was on sale. It's a seasonal item. They only sell it, I believe, around fall time. And I waited because I know that a lot of times they'll put their stuff on clearance if it hasn't sold right away. And there was a lot of them in the store when I went the first time. They're normally 30. I held off. I got it for 15. So that's a steal there. Highly recommend this. It's a pretty simple process, really. You're just slicing the peppers up, getting the seeds out of them. You don't want seeds in powder. They don't grind well. I'm taking the seeds out, also multi-purpose, so that I can grow the peppers myself. So how you slice, you want to cut this part off first. So we cut this off. As long as on the inside there's no mold, no visible mold, or inside or outside, no black spots, brown spots, everything's good. These are actually the same ghost peppers we had in our video, episode 2. Check that out with my buddy Tim. He's the one that picked these and grew these. He's going to give some of this powder to drunk people. Alright, so we took that off. Now you want to cut it this way. Okay? So here you can see I cut them like this. And then you want to remove kind of just like that. If you want to keep the seeds, a good way to do it is you take off a piece of placenta like I just did here. And I can't take full credit for this method. I got this from Jeff Contonio. He's in the Hot Pepper Growing Society, also Hot Peppers Haven. Great dude. But he has a tutorial video, and I'm not even sure if he invented the method or if it's just a method that's widely used. But you take out the placenta like here. With the seeds still on it, you just put it in the bowl. Just let it sit for a few days. Anywhere from 3 days to a week. Eventually those seeds will just like pretty much fall right off when you touch them. And then you leave just the seeds in there without the placenta for a few more days. Stir it around until the seeds are fully dry. Put them in envelopes, label them, have them ready for the growing season. So I got my seeds out. I always do a visual inspection as well. Usually peppers are fine, but you know, double check them. Make sure. Thing is, a lot of times peppers get mold in them. By the way, I'm going to cut these in quarters so they dry better. Now you want to make sure these aren't touching each other. You want to have a good amount of space between them as well for airflow. You just fill up these racks and away you go. And then of course, occasionally you got to do a little bottoms up. Oh, that's good stuff. So this one here, it's got a little black spot on it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut around it. If it has black on it, you can still use the pepper. You just don't want to use the black part. Doesn't matter how fresh they are. Sometimes there's still mold inside. That's the moral of the story. Always, you know, look inside the pepper. It's part of the reason we cut it open. Not only that, but it dries better if you cut it in smaller pieces and cut it open. It dries much better. You guys get the idea. You fill the rack up. Once this rack is filled up, put it over to the side. You keep filling these racks up. Keep filling them up till you're all the way done. Gonna use some TV magic and fast forward. And welcome back. I've got my full dehydrator. I've got an empty whiskey glass. Spent about an hour cutting these bad boys up, making sure there's no mold. So now I'm gonna go ahead and turn this thing on to 140 degrees. Some people like it less. I like 140. I'm gonna go for about 16 hours. Check on it tomorrow. If we need a little bit longer, I'll go a little bit longer. And I'll show you guys how to make some powder from that. All right, guys, it's been about 16 hours, probably more. Most of these peppers are okay. Here's the thing. When you're making a powder, you don't want any moisture in your peppers whatsoever. You want to make sure that everything you put in here is crispy. Like some of these have a little bit of a soft texture. Sure, I'll find one here in a second. Found some, yeah, like this is kind of soft still, not crunchy. So I'm not gonna put that one in here. Put that one to the side. I wanna have a nice blender. You don't have to spend a lot. I got this at Walmart for $10, $9.92 actually. Right next to the NutriBullet. I think in my opinion, the most important thing is blades at the bottom. Obviously, you just got little tiny peppers like this that you need to cut up. So you don't want the blades in the middle, you want them at the bottom. Fill this up, and then when you go to grind it, what I do is I kind of shake it around, make sure everything keeps hitting the blades, and you should be good. I'm gonna go ahead and continue to fill this up though, and then we'll grind it up and see how it goes. And wow, look at that magic, it's full. How did that happen? Got this thing full. By the way, you want to wear gloves while you're doing what I just did, as I was doing. Right now it's fine because I'm not touching the peppers anymore. But you might think your first time doing it, because I made this mistake, oh, they're dehydrated. Probably not a lot of capsaicin. No, they're covered in capsaicin all over the outside of the pepper. So wear gloves, please. I'm gonna put this lid on. Also, when you're grinding these, it's very irritating to your nose and eyes. A lot of people like to wear masks. I don't go to the level of wearing a mask. I have a cheaper alternative or easier alternative. I have a lot of plain white tees in my closet. So you take one, and you just tie it like this and grind it up. And when I grind it up, like I said, I'll grind it and shake it around, make sure all the peppers are getting ground up. So let me do that and I'll be back and show you the results. All right, I got it all ground up. Here it is in a baggie. Some people will put it in tubes, whatever. You just want it to be airtight, because see how dry that is? There's no clumping, there's no moisture in here. It's very, I mean, it just moves, and that's what you want, and you want to keep it dry so it stays good. Now, this is not all of it. This is about 60%. I still have 40% in here, and then I still have not a full dehydrator, but another 3 trays left sitting over there in that bowl that I haven't cut up yet. So that 852 grams of peppers will probably fill this bag to about here. So now you know how to do this. It's a very simple process. If you want more content like this, please like, comment, subscribe, and remember, woo, that's hot.